Check tcgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your first purchase with TCG Center 5 code. You can also trade your Pokemon bulk for a new Sun. How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at the deck for the standard format. This is another Mega Evolution deck. 6th deck in a row from the Mega Evolution decks. I'm definitely going to cover all Mega Evolution decks with this and next week. So all Mega Evolution cards are going to be played. So today I'm playing with the Mega Absol-EX, and it's a very entertaining card. Unfortunately, this Pokemon does not have Spirit Link, which means that Mega Absol Spirit Link is going to be Bursting Balloon. Yeah, so with the Bursting Balloon, at least we can buy a turn, maybe Mega Evolving, and preventing our opponent from being able to attack him. Disaster Wing on the other side for 2 Darkness Energies can go for 80 plus, 80 more if the discarded card from our opponent top deck is a trainer card. Weakness times 2 to the fighting, resistance minus 20 to the Psychic, so very strong against Mega Mewtwo, and to retreat cost. 210 HP, so I kinda like it. On the other hand, Absol-EX with 170 HP with the Dark Fang can also discard random card from opponent hand if you get heads on the coin flip. So I also like that attack. 170, the same thing for weakness, resistance, and retreat cost will apply as the Mega Absol-EX. I'm also running 1 copy of Tauros-GX in this build, simply because it's a pretty cool card. Tauros-GX can definitely be a good substitute in this build, simply because with the Bursting Balloons and Tauros-GX in the active spot, we can somehow buy a turn, Mega Evolving into the Mega Absol, and still being able to use the advantage of the Rage or Madpool GX with 2 Darkness Energies attached on it. And of course, some support cards like Oranguru ×1 with the Instruct, so I can draw cards till I have 3, 2 Shaymin-EX for the setup, and 1 Hoopa-EX, of course, with the Scant Ring, so I can set up my Shaymins and Absols. Unfortunately, Tauros will not be able to pick up with the Hoopa just because it's a GX, and yeah, sometimes I even forget about that. It's a GX, not an EX. 12 Pokemons, 40 trainer cards, and only 8 energies. We really don't need more than 8 energies in this build. So let's take a look at the item cards. First of all, we're going to notice 1 Eco Arm. It's a very damn good card for this build because we really need to have opportunity to recycle our tool cards, mainly for the Bursting Balloons. 2 copies of Max Potions also makes a lot of sense, simply because with 4 copies of Mega Turbos, I can easily power up my Mega Absol. So if I can somehow prevent my opponent, or if my opponent cannot one-hit knock on my Mega Absol, I can definitely have Max Potion heal on my Mega Absol, energy from hand, 1 Mega Turbo, and I'm ready to go with Disaster Wing for 80 or 160, maybe even 180 with Professor Kukui, so Max Potion is really a damn good card in this build. 4 copies of Mega Turbo, so I can attach basic energy card from my discard pile to 1 of my Mega Evolution Pokemons, 1 Professor's Leather, so I can simply with the Skyla search my deck for the basic energies. With the Ultra Ball, I can discard them in my discard pile. Super Rod is here mainly because of the Parallel City trick, so after you use the Parallel City down to 3 to you, you can simply discard your Shaymins and Hoopas, and with the Super Rod you can recycle them back in your deck, so later in the game you can still have them available to play and set up again. But also you can recycle your Absol and Mega Absol. 4 copies of Trainers Mails, Ultra Balls, and V-Seekers, mainly for the best consistency we can have, and of course Ultra Ball is the only Pokemon search engine in this deck. Trainer Stadium card decision was a Parallel City. I was also thinking about 1 Parallel City, 1 Reverse Wally, but at the end I just end up with 1 Parallel City. Reverse Wally can have a lot of sense because with Reverse Wally in play we can one-hit knock out something like Ultra-EX, for example, if the top deck card is going to be a trainer card with Disaster Wing. But overall, even with Professor Kukui we can do that, so I just decided to give the opportunity to have that Delinquent in play, because sometimes Delinquent might be very disastering for our opponent. Also 1 copy of Hex Maniac to shut down abilities, 1 copy of Lysandre to license 1 of our opponent Pokemons to play, 3 copies of N, 1 copy of Olympia, always good to have that free switch and 30 damage counters heal. That's the mainly reason, because I'm only running 1 Float Stone, 1 copy of Professor Kukui, so I can draw 2 cards and also have 20 extra damage with my active Pokemon in play to my opponent. Active Pokemon or any other Pokemon in play. If I play Escape Rope Catcher, unfortunately you can't play Professor Kukui and Lysandre in a single turn. 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, discard hand draw 7 cards, and of course 1 copy of Skyla. I was very consider about Skyla or maybe teammates, but at the end I gave the advantages to the Skyla just because if I'm gonna play Max Potion strategy and if I'm gonna heal the damage counters on my Mega Absol, probably my opponent will not be able to one-hit knock on my Mega Absol so easily, so that's the reason why Skyla makes more sense than the trainers and than the teammates. 4 copies of Bursting Balloon is a very good card in this build because if you want to Mega Evolve our Absol, we're not going to be able to do that without losing the turn, so Mega Absol with the Bursting Balloon attached to it can be so dang good because simply if our opponent decides to attack us, it's going to take 6 damage counters back. But even if we can strike with Disaster Ring for 160, being able to have Bursting Balloon attached will actually knocks out our opponent if he decides to attack us back. So, for example, if he play Darkrai with 220 HP with the Fighting Fury belt or something like that. 1 copy of the Float Stone, so I can have free retreat with one of my Pokemons with the Float Stone attached to it, and 8 basic energies in total, which means this deck ends with 60 cards as usual. So if you're looking for any of these cards, you can find them on tcgcastle.com. With TCG Center 5 code, you can also get 5% discount on your first purchase. Make sure to check that, and also make sure to check the trade bulk for the upcoming Sun, Moon, Guardian, Rising, whatever the set is called. I still think this is the good opportunity to everyone who would like to crack some fresh packs and to get some new cards in exchange for the bulk. You can also check the link in my video description, and I highly recommend that. This can be done worldwide, so if you're from the Europe, you can definitely send your bulk in exchange for the booster box. The same thing will apply for the players in the United States or Australia or any other continent worldwide. So let's do one very entertainment game with this build so you can see it in action. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos, and let me know also what you think about this deck in the comments below. So see you in the game. Alright, so let's call the heads, and let's start first. So let's take a look at the opening hand. I hope there's gonna be Tauros with the as the starting one. Getting Tauros as the starting Pokemon here is pretty cool. Alright, so my opponent will take 1 extra card here. Well, no sign of the Tauros, but there's just Absol-EX. At least I have Bursting Balloon, so it's gonna be fine. Is it worth to play Trainers Mail? Well, if that Trainers Mail is going to be Ultra Ball, I think I'm going to be fine. But if it's not going to be... Oh, it's a Ultra Ball. There we go. So, I can easily right now draw some of the cards from my hand in order to search my deck for maybe another Absol. Why not? And the question for $1 million, is it worth to play Bursting Balloon right now since he have the Oranguru in the active spot? Well, that's a little bit tricky. I'm not going to play Bursting Balloon yet. I'm just going to set up one of my 2 Shaymins from my hand. And I'm going to get another Ultra Ball. And Trainers Mail and Hoopa. And a few more cards. I'm just gonna pass for now. Because I don't know if he's gonna play N or something like that. Can he get access to N or something? On the other side I have Hoopa, which means that I can get myself for the next turn Tauros, and I can also get something like Mega Absol, so I can Mega Evolve. I'm gonna play against Full Retaliation Gyarados, and I can tell that this is not gonna be easy task. It's going to be very hard to beat Full Retaliation Gyarados. Of course, I didn't tag any cards like Celebi or something like that. Spinda, who can actually just auto-win against that deck. It's not funny to play, in my opinion, on that way. So 2 Puzzle of Times already discarded for my opponent, and I definitely like that. So there's another Ultra Ball. That Ultra Ball is going to be for 1 Magic card, but the problem is that there is no Steel Stadium in play for my opponent. 1 Instruct, so 1 card to be drawn, and there's Sycamore for 7. Okay, so I definitely did a good call when I didn't decide to play my... Alright, Acrobike. didn't play my Bursting Balloon, so another Acrobike. Okay, I would like to see as many Magikarps on the bench so I can simply play Parallel City. It's important to discard as many Magikarps as I can, so right now there is the Magma Secret Base and first Magikarp. Second Magikarp. Will there be one more? Nope. Looks like it's not gonna be. Trainers Mail. None of these cards were to take. One Bursting Balloon. One Hoopa. One Hoopa, which means I'm gonna get myself... Oh, Tauros is a GX. Yeah, I completely forget about that. Tauros is a GX Pokemon, which means I can't get Tauros. However, what I can get is that Ultra Ball. Nah, I'm gonna take that Lysandre actually. And this is gonna be a very hard game for me. However, I'm gonna get one Ultra Ball here, and that Ultra Ball right now it's gonna be for my Tauros-GX. Of course, I also need to get one energy here so I can power up my Tauros with the energy card. Very important. Also, VS Seeker is going to be important. Speaking about energy, just managed to get one. And I'm going to use my Dark Fang. It's going to be more than enough to knock out his Magikarp, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to discard one card randomly from my opponent's hand. However, if he can get Gyarados with 2 Magikarps, I think 2 Magikarps will be enough. Actually, that's going to be 60, 120, 150. Well, he needs 3 Magikarps, definitely. He needs definitely 3 Magikarps, but since he played that Brock's Grid this turn... Oh, there we go. There's a Diaball, which might be for Gyarados. So 2 more Magikarps and double Chorus Energies is needed for my opponent to perform a knockout against my Absol. On the other side, Gyarados will take 6 damage counters back, which is big deal. There's a Diaball, so it's going to be second Gyarados for my opponent. Second Magikarp, not the Gyarados. Okay, and full retaliation for 150, so I even managed to survive. That's perfect. Okay, speaking about how I managed to survive, I'm gonna first use one Professor's Leather, grab myself 2 copies of energy cards. Then I'm also gonna attach energy to the Absol on the bench. Well, what I need to do here is I need to clutch for my another Lysandre, and for the Lysandre on his maybe Artillery, just to get myself opportunity to get one Mega Absol in play. Why is that so important? Because I really need to one-hit knock out his Gyarados, and be able to one-hit knock out his Gyarados with my Disaster Wing, but I can also discard a top card from his deck. It can be something like a VS Seeker or Float Stone. So there's Professor Kukui. If there's no Switch or Float Stone for my opponent, then I definitely did a good job. There's a Level Ball, which might be for another Magikarp, but right now he has access to the 210 damage counters. Alright, 210. So what I'm going to need here is, I'm definitely going to need my Pearl City, and with the Pearl City I can simply discard 2 Pokemon from his bench. That's going to be also important. Like the fact that I have Trainers Mail here, maybe for, ooh, 2 good cards, a VS Seeker and Pearl City. If I play Pearl City, probably I'm gonna see Gyarados and Oranguru discarded. If I play my VS Seeker, I can have a 1 knockout on the bench. However, I'm gonna grab a VS Seeker. Gonna grab that VS Seeker, which of course is gonna be for the Lysandre. With the Lysandre, I can knock out one of his Magikarps. Time to play Eco Arm, not yet. Just a Dark Fang for 20, and I might be able to discard one card from his hand randomly. Well, it's gonna be another Team Magma Secret Base, so I'm down to 4 prize cards. Unfortunately, no sign of the Bursting Balloon for me. However, I'm gonna be knocked out right now. Alright, so with the Mad Bull GX, I can go for 60, so that's not good at all. I need like a few more damage counters here. But right now I just managed to put him down to 150. And there's a Trainer's Mail for the N. Will he decide to play N? I still don't know. But I have my Mega Absol available for the knockout against his Gyarados. And there's a Super Rod. Alright. For the Magikarp, only one Magikarp recycled with the Super Rod, and there's a level ball instantly for that Magikarp, so he can still have a Beazle hand and might get that very powerful card, which is going to be, of course, Lysandre for the knockout against my Mega Absol on the bench. Oh, he have Lysandre sitting in his hand, so that's going to be 210 immediately, plus the Beazle hand. Well, I think how might be smarter option if I just go with my Parallel City Sycamore, but it's okay. But it's definitely okay. So right now it's time to play that Bursting Balloon. It's time to play my Float Stone. It's also maybe time to play that Eco Arm. And simply Sycamore for 7. Simply Sycamore for 7. Oh, nice, Parallel City. So finally something good for me. It's gonna be a Parallel City, which means that I'm gonna limit my opponent bench space down to 3. So he's gonna lose at least Octillery and Oranguru. So 2 draw cards, 2 very huge support cards he's gonna lose. I can even Mega Evolve, but I don't see why would I do that. I'm just gonna go with my Dark Fang for the 20. And there's going to be also Sycamore discarded, but he's going to take 2 more cards. Right now, after he decides to knocks out my Absol, of course, his Gyarados is going to be immediately knocked out. However, then I'm going to clutch for my V-Seeker and probably, and I'm going to end him down to like 2 cards. Oh, he's going to end before I actually managed to do that. So let's take a look at the 4 new cards. There's an Olympia, Skyla, and Ultra Ball. Still I need something like... Okay, I have Ultra Ball, which means that I'm going to be able to get myself Oranguru, very important. And it's very important to end him down to 2 cards. Of course, if he decides to attack, his Gyarados is going to be knocked out, and then he's not going to have another Gyarados in play. Which means that I just simply needs to promote my Hoopa with the Float Stone, but whatever, I need just energy card, so I can knock out one of his Magikarps. Maybe even Delinquent might not be that bad. But right now, I simply cannot afford myself Delinquent. 1 Trainer's Mail, maybe for Super Rod or the Bursting Balloon. Super Rod, yeah, Super Rod might be good. Super Rod is actually going to be very good. Well, let's just recycle those energies. Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball for Oranguru, of course. And I simply need that energy card. If I miss it, that's not going to be good at all. So, 1 Instruct. Just the Absol. So, yeah, very sad. At least there's a N. So I still have option to take energy, and there we go. There's a energy card. Whew, it was Very tough, but I managed to get one. So I'm gonna retreat. I'm gonna actually... Well, I have 2 damage counters down to my Tauros. Never mind. 160, 170, the same thing. I'm just gonna use my Dark Fang and I'm gonna max out his Magikarp. And I'm also discard Escape Rope from his hand, so he's down to only 1 card, and I also managed to pull a Delinquent, so this might be a GG, my friends. This might be a GG, my friends. So there's another Magikarp. Will there be a Gyarados? Anything else? Well, there's a Diebolt, so he can get himself a Gyarados. But what else he have in his hand, I really don't know. It's a mystery card. Oh, it's a double Course Energy, so well played for my opponent. There's a 90 damage counters. And there's gonna be just another Mega Turbo for me. Which means that I simply need to clutch for my V-Seeker, and I simply need to take that Lysandre. And Lysandre, his last remaining Magikarp for 20. I don't feel good just because I didn't promote my Tauros, because right now I would be able to max out his Gyarados. However, for next turn, at least I'm gonna have Max Potion, but there's a Professor Sycamore as the top deck, so can he somehow recycle those Magikarps and put them on the bench? There's a Lucky Helmet, but he just simply needs 1 Magikarp, no sign of it, level ball for nothing, and there's a Bursting Balloon. But that's gonna be full retaliation for 30, so we are still in the game. And the top deck is gonna be energy for me, so I'm gonna, of course, use the Max Potion. I'm also gonna use a Delinquent, which means that I'm gonna discard his Stadium from play and also get rid of the 3 cards from his hand. Okay, so I definitely need to attach my energy card. Then I can play my Instruct. What I'm gonna get with the Instruct? I'm gonna get just another energy card. Dark Fang is definitely not worth to play right now because of the Bursting Balloon. So I'm just passing my turn and I'm waiting my opportunity maybe to... Oh, there's a N, so 1 card for me, 2 cards for my opponent, but it's much better for me because of the Oranguru. And if there's going to be just full retaliation for 30, I'm going to grab that Bursting Balloon and attach it to my Absol. Oh, another Bursting Balloon as a top deck. So 1 Instruct. There's a Skyla and Professor Sycamore. Sycamore for 7. I have plenty of cards remaining. Of course I'm going to Mega Evolve at the perfect time. Mega Absol for me, so let's see what he can do. I mean, at least next turn I can have Max Potion Mega Turbo, so there's a Diebolt, but there's no Stadium in play for my opponent. Of course, there's no even Magikarps remaining, and there's a Victory, so he just decided to concede, and I was so happy to see my Mega Absol with my Max Potion and Mega Turbo ready to one-hit knock out his Gyarados, but he just decided to concede. I also had with Professor Kukui, so I could have 2 more damage counters, which would be exactly enough for the knockout against the Gyarados. Yeah, very... actually, it wouldn't be enough for the knockout if there was no trainer card as a top deck. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. It was definitely very entertainment to see Mega Absol in play. So make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me know what you think about this deck in the comments below. I really hope you enjoy watching it. So stay tuned for more upcoming videos. Till the next time, have a nice day wherever you are. See you in the next video, and goodbye.